So, during the winter, we rarely see fish, but they're there, and I discovered a hot spot for them. Please stay tuned to see where that spot was. In Suma Fishing Park, Kobe, Japan. So the day started off with 2 ducks. For some reason, I've been seeing ducks in the seawater for most of the winter mornings. I'm not sure why they do that. I guess I've never seen it in California. Maybe the water is just too rough, but here in the Seto Inland Sea, as you can see, it's more like a lake. So that's the main office that's closed. And over here is the JR tracks, the Japan Railway tracks going across from Suma Station in the distance towards Shioya. There's Suma Fishing Park and the ducks. This here is a sea pen, a round sea pen. The normal sea pen looks like a old-fashioned quill pen. This one is round, and the shape, I don't think I should say what the shape looks like in polite company. Anyway, it's covered with these dandelion-looking feelers. As we get deeper into the winter, well, actually, coming out of the winter into spring, we get this bloom of seaweed everywhere. In the distance, on the tetrapods, I spotted a group of cormorants. I got closer to and was hiding behind the beam and just decided to ambush them, to kill them all. No, to film them, of course. That's my normal swimming speed, of course, and here they are. I surprised all but 2 of them. These 2 are going to be removed from the gene pool soon, but they finally figured out I was there. So the other place you're going to find Sea Bream, Thai, Kurodai, black Sea Bream in Japan during the winter is hiding among the tetrapods. You have to approach very gently and sometimes just stick your camera down into the hole and just wait for them to appear. They're there, though. You can often see them by their white lips. Their, what would that be? Shiroi kuchibiru in Japanese. See? Definitely got a very distinct look, kind of grumpy grandpa look. I was going to brag about how cold it was, 9 degrees C, and later when I came back home and looked at my watch history, of course, most of the dive was 8 degrees C. It was cold, man. Thank goodness we now have 7mm dive wear rather than the 5 that we were surviving on for 2 years in a row. So seaweed everywhere. And that is the Sumaura Koen with a sky tram that goes to the top in the background, and the fishing tower is way there in the distance. I'm working my way towards it, and all along the way you will find Sea Bream eating off the posts. I think they're chewing up maybe the barnacles. I have no idea. Going down to the bottom of the sea tower, just underneath the sea tower, I allowed the currents to carry me down there. So I basically floated in and then just landed right on the seafloor due to my weight because of the pressure compression. And I'm normally just seeing tunnel vision, so I'm just seeing exactly what you're seeing. It isn't until I look up that I start seeing everything else because the mask blocks my peripheral vision. So I was shocked to see perhaps like 100 sea bream and maybe a couple of what would that be? Japanese sea bass. And this surprised me. This, I believe, is a type of grouper. You rarely see those. Working my way to the top. It's the view of the bottom of the tower, Suma Tower, looking to the north, back at land, and looking to the south, out into open sea. I believe that's a fishing boat heading out. Maybe it's chartered, hard to tell. I'm headed for the end of the pier, actually. And that's where Suma Station is. Okay, about 8 minutes later, I go down again. This is just to show you how flighty these fish are. This time I decide to take a peek at the UFO before I head over to the bottom of the Suma Fishing Tower. Gonna give you a close-up view of what it looks like. No fish in here today. During warmer periods, you can often surprise some fish hiding in there. And so I'm heading right back to the place where just 8 minutes before I saw 100 fish floating around, and guess what? Only one left. So these guys are very flighty. You give them a taste of danger, a taste of fear, and they just shoot away. All right, heading out to the end now, as far as I can get on this pier before it's just open sea. It's just a mess. You can see what years of damage from typhoons has done to it, and a lack of maintenance. The beams are just crusted with life on top of life. Barnacles on top of barnacles, and for some reason the Sea Bream love that. Over in the distance, that thing that looks like a hump, that is a seaweed harvesting ship, boat. They sort of drag it up onto the roof. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but they're always out there harvesting. Here we go. Going down. This is actually the deepest area that I can get to just from a shore swim. If you know of anywhere where I can get to 20 meters, please let me know. This is usually in the 15 meter range, depending on the tides. On this day, 14.7. At the bottom here, I'm feeling quite heavy due to the compression and the pressure. And just kicking back up. Luckily, I was feeling relaxed. On days where I panic, you should see me. I start to get ready to drop my weight belt. So here we go, back pedaling towards the north. This is back below the Suma Fishing Tower, heading north still. The windows, I was surprised, they are intact still. Once again, feeding Sea Bream on the way back to shore. Just they just love whatever's growing there on the beams. And look at this, a tomfish, merman. And this is a fish that I actually believe Tom spotted earlier in the year. It's a huge madai, a red sea bream. And I'm thinking, just from its behavior, it's not swimming quickly away from me at all. It's just sort of lazily swimming away, kind of eyeballing me once in a while. This is not normal, so I'm believing that this fish is near the end of its life. I've seen this behavior in other fish, usually large and sometimes a bit worn looking fish. This guy looks healthy still, but he definitely is not acting like the normal sea bream. So here we go, seaweed garden, just beautiful. It's gonna get longer and longer, and it's kind of fun to swim through it when it's at its peak. And there's a blowfish going through there. Actually, there's a certain time of year where, I don't know who, but someone comes in and chops up all the seaweed and takes it away. So someone is definitely making some money off of it. Here is more of our beautiful wreck with a lot of growth on it. And that is the little fishing office on the pier where you could buy a chance to catch tai that was like basically placed into this little container, and you go fishing there. Anyway, a Japanese blue batstar. That is the most common starfish in Japan. There's another one. This one looks actually blue. It's got a beautiful orange to contrast on top. And I am heading back to shore, just giving you a little panorama shot. And this is the direction I need to go. Saying goodbye to my beautiful wreck. And here is trash of the day, Canada Dry diet. Whoops. I was too anxious and or too quick grabbing that, and it just slipped right away. Just about to hit shore and saw my second trash of the day. This appears to be like a bracket from a fence or something, just a solid bit of metal. And the end. See ya later.